Today, we're continuing a very special series for Mental Health Awareness Month. We're going to deep dive into how emotions can influence our mental well-being and, of course, express it through art. Today's episode is all about eating disorders. Let's dive in. Eating disorders are complex conditions that involve extreme behaviors around food, body image, and weight. They can affect anyone, regardless of gender, age, or background. There are all different types of eating disorders, but today we're going to be talking about the three most common ones: anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and binge eating disorder. Let's start with anorexia nervosa. Anorexia is often characterized by an intense fear of gaining weight and a distorted self-image where individuals see themselves as overweight even when they're dangerously underweight. It's not just about restricting food, but about controlling every aspect of what goes in the body. People with anorexia might engage in extreme dieting, excessive exercise, or even behaviors like purging or using laxatives to avoid gaining weight. Anorexia isn't just a diet or a way to lose weight. It's a mental health condition that distorts how you see yourself and your worth. It's like a battle between wanting to be free to eat what you want, but also needing the control of not eating to stay, quote, skinny. Every thought becomes calculated and there's no space for flexibility. The body becomes a battleground and the mind is in a constant conflict with reality. Next, let's talk about bulimia nervosa. Unlike anorexia, bulimia often involves cycles of binging, eating large amounts of food in a short period of time, followed by purging, which might include vomiting, overexercising, or using laxatives. It's a way of coping with difficult emotions, but it creates a toxic cycle of shame, guilt, and physical harm. With bulimia, there's this push and pull, the highs of a binge and the lows of a purge. It's a cycle that is incredibly hard to break. The binge feels like a release, like giving in to everything you've been holding back. But then there's the crash, the need to erase it all to, quote, correct what's been done. But the truth is, purging never fixes the deeper emotions. It only perpetuates the cycle. Lastly, let's talk about binge eating disorder, which, like bulimia, involves consuming large amounts of food, but without the purging afterwards. For people with binge eating disorder, eating is often a way to cope with stress, anxiety, or overwhelming emotions. It can be done in secret, and there's often a feeling of loss of control during the binging episode. Binge eating disorder can feel like an overwhelming, uncontrollable flood. And afterward, there's often shame, regret, and a sense of being overwhelmed, like being buried under the weight of the food, the emotions, and the secret. Unlike bulimia, where the purging is used to fix the binge eating disorder often leaves the individual feeling physically full, but emotionally empty. The aftermath is not just about the food, but the guilt and self-criticism that follows. Eating disorders, whether it's anorexia, bulimia, or binge eating disorder, are incredibly complex, and they affect so much more than just food. They're about control, emotions, self-image, and often the deep pain of trying to cope with feelings that are hard to express. What's really important to remember is that these are not just phases or, quote, choices. Eating disorders are serious mental health conditions that need care, compassion, patience, and professional support. And no matter what you're dealing with, remember that you are not alone and don't hesitate to get the help you need. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!